In this video, I would like to talk about how we can release sadness. And this video is for those people who are waking up every day with this lingering sadness inside of them, and you just don't know where it's coming from, right? It's almost like it's chronic sadness. You just don't know why you feel down all the time, why you feel so sad all the time. This video is aimed at you to hopefully gain a fresh perspective on what is happening in your life and how you can actually let go of the sadness. And as always, I'm going to use my own personal life experience to explain this to you. So let's just get right into this. So obviously, sadness is an emotion that every single person feels every now and then. It's completely normal. Now, speaking from my personal experience, for example, last year in September, I lost my beautiful dog, Emma. That made me incredibly sad. I experienced so much grief, and it is completely normal in situations and moments like these to feel sadness. And this is where we shouldn't repress sadness. Like, we should never repress any emotion. We shouldn't repress anger. We shouldn't repress disappointment. We should never repress anything, because every emotion is coming up to be healed, to be felt. So that is step number one. When something happens in our lives that just makes us so incredibly heartbroken and sad, we need to feel through this pain. And that is exactly what I did. For a couple of days, for a couple of weeks, I was crying and I was just being sad because I missed my friend. And that to me is a really healthy way of actually working through these emotions, allowing yourself to feel them. Now, the issue comes in when this sadness doesn't stop. And I'm going to explain this to you based on a different example. So a couple of years back, like many, many years ago, I got my heart broken. Somebody broke up with me and I was devastated. I fell into such a deep hole. And again, after breakup, it's completely normal to feel sadness. It's the most normal thing in the world to go through these emotions. Again, nothing out of the ordinary. It's normal. I felt sad because of this breakup for 4 years. Now that is not what we want. Now let me explain this. It is normal after a breakup to feel sadness. It is normal after a traumatic event in your life to feel this sadness. It becomes a problem when your mind doesn't allow you to work through this, when your mind doesn't allow you to let it go. So here's what happened. Instead of dealing with this heartbreak, with this breakup in a healthy way, of, allowing myself to feel this, working through all of the stages of a breakup, acceptance, actually allowing this to happen, this is what I was resisting. I was resisting acceptance, and my mind played this breakup in my mind every single day for 4 years. I cried myself to sleep for 4 years because I repressed these emotions. I didn't work through them. I didn't accept them. I didn't accept what was going on. And this is where a lot of people are actually holding on to sadness instead of releasing it. So I could have healed from this heartbreak within a couple of weeks, a couple of months, by simply accepting it, working through my emotions. But I didn't. I decided, or my mind, my ego decided, to hold on to this heartbreak for 4 years. So every single day for 4 years, my mind would bring me back into what happened, what this person said to me, what this person did to me. All of that, I repeated it in my head over and over and over and over again. It did not stop. And what you have to understand, the mind, it doesn't understand the difference between what is happening right now and what has happened 2 years ago. When you are bringing a memory, a painful memory, into the present moment, you will experience this heartbreak, this moment, like it's happening for the first time. And this is why a lot of people have this unexplained sadness in them, because they are not recognizing what their mind is actually doing. When you are not actively going through something that makes you sad, like you're literally you're sitting there, you're laying in your bed, like everything is fine, like the sun is shining, you're simply breathing, you're not really doing anything. But there's this deep sadness inside of you, and then you have to ask yourself, why is that? Where's this sadness coming from? Is this sadness from like 2 years ago? Is it from 4 years ago? Is it maybe from 10 years ago? And I haven't dealt with it? This is the question you have to ask yourself, because it is our mind creating the sadness. Our mind creates thoughts. Thoughts create feelings. So you actually have to ask yourself, what am I thinking about on a daily basis? Am I still holding on to the pain from a heartbreak from the past? Is that why I feel sad all the time? Because again, the mind, it doesn't understand the difference. So for example, I'm completely over what happened like years and years and years ago, right? I do not have any feelings for that person anymore, any romantic feelings. If I were to go back in my mind, if I really, really try to think about it, like what this person did to me, feeling myself back into how I felt at that time, I can guarantee you I would cry. I would actually start crying right now and feel sad, feel this heaviness on my chest, like feel these emotions of getting my heart broken, because my mind creates the memory. It brings the memory back into the present, and by doing that, I'm also bringing the feelings into the present. Even though right now nothing's happening, I'm happy. I'm looking outside, the sun is almost shining, right? Right now I'm happy. But if I were to think back, I would feel sadness. And this is what you have to understand. This is why we can't live in the past. Or the example with my dog, I made peace with it. I understand that death, it's a natural part and process of life. It's simply there. Of course I still miss her. Of course I'm still sad that she's not there with me. But I'm not holding on to this sadness, this pain in my body. I released it because I understand, I accept what was happening. But if I were to think back to the day it happened, I would probably start crying again, and I would feel devastated, as if it was happening today. And this is what everybody has to understand about how the mind works and why it's so important for us to deal with our emotions in the present moment as they happen. But then we actually need to release them and not bring them back into the present moment. So what I recognized in those 4 years as I was crying myself to sleep, feeling this deep sadness every single day, I actually had to be honest with myself and check in with myself as well. Like, hey, Anna, you're actually creating this. You're creating pain and suffering for yourself by listening to your mind. And then I had to take the responsibility to change it. And what I did was I started to actually understand, okay, where is the sadness in my body? What thoughts are creating this sadness? And then I changed my mind. I stopped thinking about the past. I stopped bringing the past into the present. And now I do not have these thoughts anymore. You have ultimate control over your thoughts. It's not the other way around. Like, we consciously choose what we are thinking about. And when a thought pops up from the past, for example, you have a choice. You can either give energy to that thought, or you can simply say, no, actually, I don't want to think about that. I consciously disagree with that. And this is where we need to create awareness. Awareness is everything. Awareness is key. And awareness will help you understand why you feel the way you feel. And then once you know what emotions you're holding on to, let's say you're still holding on to sadness from 2 years ago, from a breakup or from losing a loved one, feel within your body. Ask your consciousness, show me where in my body I'm holding on to this sadness. You're closing your eyes, you're feeling within. Once you know where it is, you ask it to leave your body. That is the quickest way to get a stuck emotion out of your body, because you're consciousness and you can heal yourself from absolutely anything. And this is how you're releasing emotions, working through them, dealing with them in the present. And then once it's released, you do not bring it back. You do not bring it back, never. Because when you do, you have to do the process all over again, all over again, all over again, until you really stop doing this. And of course, there are going to be moments again in my life where I'm going to feel sadness, and that is perfectly fine. It's okay, it's normal. It's a normal part and process of life. But we are not meant to feel sadness every single day of our lives. That is not why we're here. Yes, we are here to experience sadness, but we are also here to experience love, joy, and happiness. And we want more of that and less of the sadness, less of the feelings that are keeping us in a low vibration. I really hope you found this video helpful. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and also let me know if you have any questions. If you would like to book a personal session with me, you can click the link in the description box. You will get to my website there and see all of my offers. I do tarot readings, mentorship sessions, and also healing sessions. I'm sending all of you so much love, and I will talk to you in my next video.